This guy played 4 characters in a superhero movie.
It's just me.
In this video, we'll take you behind the scenes of this no-budget movie.
Just a cell phone.
It's taken this channel from 0 to over 40,000 views. You'll find out why we made it. I had a hard time fitting in. The best moments.
I know this is weird to say, but cutting my finger with a knife.
And the worst of moments.
Because the worst thing about like trying to play like 2 different characters in the same show.
Tell me what you first thought when I first told you what the idea was. What was your first impression of this?
I was really curious on how you were going to do it. Because I've been on a couple sets and I've done some things with people who rent equipment and like have sound guys and cinematographers. There's a director. The writers are there sometimes, you know. It's like this whole big crew just to get like a little scene done, you know.
What did it look like? Us putting this together.
Us putting this together, it's just basically just a cell phone and a tripod. And then you were just going.
Got this flying thing, got have protein like jump off of something, so that looks safe. Yeah, what do you think? Looks safe? Safety first.
No. Are you ready?
No. I'm not even filming yet.
I don't know if I'll do this more than once.
Yeah, when did we start? We started, was it May?
May.
It was May.
May, and it's now
May, and
October.
we did like one day.
No, one day.
We filmed one day, and I was like, "This is the." We did just the heat vision, just the, and it's not Dr. Darwin. It was just us.
There was no Dr. Darwin.
The concepts of flashbacks wasn't
No,
part of it.
we had no flashbacks.
There were no flashbacks or anything.
I think the original idea was something much less complicated than our final product.
Yeah, but yeah, the original idea. You and I both love superheroes ever since we were little kids. Like superheroes were a thing. For me, elementary school age, I had a hard time fitting in, like in school. Kind of bullied. I was kind of odd, nerdy, and a lot of time just alone. What I liked about superheroes is they were often that same story, just kind of alone, a little odd, different from society, but they get a special ability and they go and solve their problems. They could do the unimaginary. I think that's why I loved them. I was like, superheroes always do what everyone else says they can't do it. It's not possible, but they do it. And they outbeat their odds. And they're always an outcast and odd, and I felt that way. Superheroes just always a passion. Like, I was asked to sell supplements. What do I make my commercials about? I put in superheroes, right? I'm asked to do training and development. Well, of course I'm going to do Iron Man flying across the building, and even though it's unrelated to selling loans, right? But I loved it, so I always incorporated it. And I thought, well, I could maybe start a YouTube channel doing how-tos while I'm making these videos. And I did a how to fly and how to run with super speed. Got over 10,000 views on those videos, and I was like, how do I get more of these? My work wasn't giving me enough opportunities to always make superhero stuff. I had to do other things.
So I was like, great job now.
Yeah, great job. Now go back to work. Yeah. And usually nobody was even asking me to make those videos. It was more like, I got a little time here, I'm gonna make this video, and I'm gonna make it in the name of work, but not because they were asking me to make them. And I was like, I could make a ton of superhero tutorials if I had a superhero, if I made a little short story. Superhero changes powers every day. Now, and I was like, well, when am I going to have time for that? I'll just shoot it on Saturdays by myself. I'm like, on Saturdays, I'll be me, and maybe I'm a good guy, but I'm a bad guy, because I can play both people. And it was just an idea for like a year, and I didn't do anything with it until my wife told me, you know, don't you want to do that? Don't you want to like make a movie and make a short? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, here's my advice. Don't do it by yourself. He's like, you'll never get anything done by yourself. And I was like, you're right. I'm like, well, who should I get? She was the one to say Dylan. And I said, okay, yeah, he'd be great. Just kind of on a whim, you and I went to lunch. I told you that was the idea. Change your power every day, you're the good guy, bad guy.
We talk for hours.
And it would start with heat vision. And then we'll change the power the next day, and we'll change the power the next day. And we shot that, and then we did nothing, right? We just shot that, and it was it. I don't think we posted it or anything. It just sat there for some time.
until you wrote some more stuff. And then you were like, oh, I got more.
Yeah.
Like more and more. And then
I wrote a little bit more.
You created a villain.
And
you didn't even have a name for the villain.
Oh, yeah, it took forever.
Like, I don't know what to call this guy.
We didn't know.
But now it's like, you're even starting more projects. And that villain that you were like, you had no idea even was. You know, it's like, you can create so much can just sprout from one little seed, you know.
Yeah, a villain that we didn't even have a name for. They have a concept, and we
He's
just
now
started.
a villain that we can use in like multiple different
Yeah,
stories.
using him in Wolfman.
Yeah,
I don't know.
especially to see something that's not just all me. You know, it's like I'm showing everyone this, and this is my first time ever having like a serious lead in a film. And so, like, new episode came out, and I'm like, oh, new episode, let's watch it. And I'm always expecting a bunch of people in the scene, and then it's just me the whole time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was just me. I hope everyone liked it, you know?
No, so much pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of pressure on you. Did you find it easier as we went
Oh, yeah.
along?
Oh, yeah. When we were going, like, every other week there in the middle episodes between, like, 3 and 6, like, in that range, I was really, like...
Well, it really picked up when I got laid off from my job.
That's very true. That's very
I said, well, what can I do? And it was like, let's just go all in on this. Let's just finish this and see where it takes us. That was, though, right when I got laid off, I had job offers to go back to work. But I've been in the realm of having a job and trying to do a passion project, and I never get anything done. Don't have the bandwidth, don't have the time, don't have the energy, don't have the passion. Always tired, and it's always at a huge sacrifice. And I said, I'm going 100% in this until there is no other option than to make it. So I'll turn down everything, whatever I gotta do. Let's go all at it. So I sold the house, do whatever we have to, because it's not because I believe that DayHero is gonna be a financial success. I don't think it will be. Like, I think it's just gonna be. I think it's just gonna be good.
It already has not been.
Yeah, it already doesn't do anything. But I think it's about the process and what I've learned, and I believe that we do it again. We do Wolfman, we do another one, we do another one, we do another one. Eventually, I'll make it.
So if you had 3 tips to tell everyone else who wants to make their own movie, they got their own idea and they want to do it all basically by themselves, like you did, but you didn't do it by yourself. You hired other actors, but you did all the editing, writing, directing, which people who have the idea for a movie and don't have the resources will most likely have to do for themselves.
Right.
What are the 3 tips that you give
to
that? If I had this, I'll do one just off the top of my head that I have because we've been doing this.
I'd like to hear your first.
Write the whole script out, have the story, and so that way you can set the scenes you need to shoot, because then you shoot all the scenes and then you can edit the whole thing, and it's not like shoot, edit, right, shoot, edit, right, shoot, edit, right, shoot, edit.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
Because it would just help like keep it all together more, and you know you can do all the shooting in like a small time frame, and then the editing you can be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think that is
one
of the mistakes I made that I wish would have done different was have it all written first, beginning to end, fully fleshed out, and then shoot everything all at once, and then edit everything.
But if that's what's stopping you from making something, is if you haven't finished your story, at that point just start shooting.
Yeah, I mean, one of the benefits of doing it this way was we released part 1 through 7, right? 7's coming out, and what was neat is I got to release it and have time to sit and think about it. And I was like, I don't really like this part. I don't like this part. I don't love how we did this. And now I have the opportunity to do some reshoots, add in some new scenes, tie things together a little bit better, amplify the story, really flesh out my characters a little bit more, and then put them all back into one movie. And so I felt more like I was publishing work in progress drafts. And now, because of the way we did it, I feel like got to improve as we went along. You watch the last episode compared to the first episode, you can already tell there's improvement. There's improvement in my special effects. There's improvement in our story. There's improvement in our character. Like, there's just improvement overall. But now we get to go back and refine all of that to one thing. So, yeah, I think your tip would be know the full thing, right? And write it all down. The second tip is a compliment, but almost contrast to your tip. And that's, if you don't feel like you have all your ducks in a row, just start. Just start, right? So I didn't feel like I really had the full story together or all this. And how many times did we shoot something? I said, I don't know how I'm going to edit this. You know, I'm like, we're going to have you guys smash through a house. I'm like, oh, where am I going to get a house? How am I going to like smash it through a house? I don't know, right? And we would shoot like just kind of ideas that I had no idea how I was going to do it later, which I would hate myself. Like the house fire was one of the worst decisions.
That was tough.
Yeah, it was in that scene, Grandpa wasn't supposed to die. You were supposed to pull him out, but it was so difficult because of the way I shot it, and I wasn't sure how to do house fire. It was such a learning curve for me, and we only shot really one take, handheld, really shaky, that it was just easier for me to kill him than to finish the saving scene. So it added to the story in other ways. But I would say my tip is don't get your ducks in a row before you have to start. A lot of people, they'll be like, I gotta have the perfect idea. I have to have the best idea before I go. You have enough. What you know is always going to trump what you don't know. And if you just go. So many people so fearful of failure or not being the best or even the best of themselves that they don't do anything at all. Because it just impedes.
Because they're like, if I can't do it the best, then I don't want to do it at all. Even though you have no right to think you're the best at anything.
Yeah. Perfectionism impedes progress. It's the enemy of progress. If you're trying to be perfect all the time, you can't go forward. So I watch things that we've done, and I'm like, yeah, we would have done that different, in hindsight. But what I see is progress. I see someone learning. And so I'm willing to invest in doing DayHero to learn. So don't be afraid of failure. Just go out and fail and make something bad, and you'll learn from it rather than trying to make something perfect and you never make anything good or bad.
Third tip would just be use your resources. That's what we did. Everywhere we shot was a place we knew. Every item we used was just a thing. We used this for that for this.
I said I wanted an intercom, and we just looked around your place, and you said, I got this.
I got this old camera. It kind of looked like it.
I said, yeah, that looks great. Let's use that. I mean, you show us the button. There's the button right here.
Oh yeah, the button is just, this is a button, and then it shocks me, and that's it. But it's just a portable charger. It's
a portable charger, and then you drew this.
I drew that.
It's just with a marker.
Because we're just having fun making a movie. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, if you weren't having fun doing it, then you shouldn't do it at all. If you're like, I really want to make a movie, and then you make the movie, and you hate everything about it, and you're like, no, it's not perfect. It's like, I don't think you're cut out for this, man. Use your resources and just have fun.
What was one of your favorite moments as we were filming this? What was the funnest part?
I know this is weird to say, but cutting my finger with the knife.
Okay.
It was just one of those things where it was like we're all just having fun. There's 5 of us. It was one of those moments where it wasn't everyone. And then I just did something really stupid, and everyone was like, why'd you do that? It's like, because I'm into it, man. It's like I cut my finger open, and I wasn't like, no, I can't believe you'd use a real knife, Dylan. We should be doing props, man. This is the most rinky-dink.
It wasn't me.
It was my knife. But that or...
I mean, it wasn't a bad moment either. I mean, that same scene, the bag we used was my mom's bag, because she brought it with her.
I ripped that.
And we ripped it. They ripped it. Kiana and...
Yeah. Oh, okay, in the struggle, that's
right. Yeah, in the struggle, that's when it ripped. Remember the struggle?
Yeah, that, and then the final episode was really fun to shoot, too. We kind of got to go somewhere different, and no one was
Are you talking about downtown Salt Lake?
No.
You're
Downtown
talking about the Adobe.
Salt Lake was
You're
the
talking
worst.
about Adobe.
It was the worst, for sure. That was my least favorite part, was downtown Salt Lake. Everyone just looking... It's not even like you just think eyes are on you because you're fighting yourself.
There were eyes on us. No
it's because
doubt.
I was screaming at myself, and then I'd have to turn and then scream. Hurting people? I'm just taking a jacket in and out, just yelling at myself. It's very odd behavior.
I mean, you're talking about the one we shot at Adobe.
Yeah, the one at Adobe was really fun too. I would just have to say that was all fun. But I could give you the negative one, and that was shooting in front of the public. Just hold. Just wait. Just wait for people to pass and stuff.
Those scenes look so good.
No,
you haven't seen them yet.
I have not.
You want a sneak peek?
Sure.
All right, let's get your reaction here.
Can't wait. This is the stuff I've been waiting for. Dude, nice. Oh snap. Okay, that looks a lot better. Yeah.
That's it. That's the concept.
That's awesome, dude.
What do you think?
I cannot wait for that episode. I cannot wait. And the stuff that we shot today on top of it. Oh, it's gonna look
Yeah, right?
Perfect.
I know I just saw me the whole time. So I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'm watching
Yeah,
it
you can be
because
like,
I did both
"Oh, man, it's a
characters,
mess."
and so I'm like hoping that they're like different, you know, because the worst thing about like trying to play like two different characters in the same show is if like what if you just each character is acting exactly like the other one, you know? But
I don't feel like that's the case.
No, I feel like they're two totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally act different. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, not bad. I know I'm just saying that about myself. So. But subscribe to Pollard Productions. There'll be more stuff coming out. We'll keep the movies coming. Later.